Hi everyone, and welcome to a short video on the 6-line fisheye camera. And there it is, the 6-line fisheye camera. I'm sure you remember it very well, DS-2CD63 series. And what we're going to be doing today is looking just at some of the changes that have happened in it. With changes, there's new models that have come in, some variations that are leaving, and there's a couple of interesting new functions in those models that have come in. And that's what we'll be looking at. We should all be quite aware of the code structure DS-2CD63x5F-IVS. That still stands. And here we see the new models are the 6365 and the 63C5. The 65 is for the 6 megapixel, the C5 is for the 12 megapixel, and the 5 denotes that there's been a change. The first important part to notice is that there is an Hikvision lens on the 12 megapixel camera, but we'll look a little bit more on this just now. There's also 18 different ways of decoding the video, and then there's the deep in view technology which has been put into these versions of cameras, which is allowing us to do people intersection analysis. The great part about the Hikvision lens is that I get more details now because I've got smaller distortion and a bigger angle of view. The great part about intersection analysis is that I'm now able to get further information about how many people came in and out of a certain area and from where they came and where they left. There is a basic form of people counting, but really it's just the amount of objects that are crossing over the trip line. Sometimes we see the 6-line fisheye as being some kind of a specialist camera. But what we should not forget is that it's got so many different ways of being used. Wall mount, ceiling mount, table mount. It has got the behavior analytics built into it. It's got the heat mapping, people counting, audio exceptions, and 20 connections available, and all of this at 25 frames a second. There's a lot of general features which make this camera very versatile as well. The normal heat map feature is still there in the camera. And all that this is doing is looking for where the most amount of motion was happening in a scene and recording it and then representing that in picture format in the different colors, as well as the ability to hand out that information in some kind of a graph format. So I can get daily, weekly, and monthly statistics, averages of what was happening, and discover trends from that. Questions that come up sometimes are, but where should I use a fisheye like this? And anywhere that I have to record video in a very large environment, I'd like to have some kind of an overview. So we've got a few examples over here, as you see in the picture. But a service station, a gas station on the roof over there would give a very nice overview of a courtyard. Any kind of a warehouse, usually if I mount it on a side wall, gives me a really great overview as well, but from the side wall. So there's herds of ideas that we could use this device for. And then finally we have this part over here about which models are leaving. And really at the end of the day, the whole 6-line series with the number 2 at the end is end of life. What is not coming back though is the 3 megapixel. That is entirely finished. And then the corner mount, which was a 2CD6W32, that one is also finished. And so the only two models that really remain then are the 6 megapixel and the 12 megapixel, but bearing in mind that they end with the number 5 now. And that brings us to the end. Thank you, and I hope that was informative. And please do send through any questions that you may have.